Welcome. This is Deseret Devotional, a quiet place for Latter-day Saints to rest, reflect, and draw near to Christ. Each week, we offer peaceful scripture stories, guided meditations, and sacred music, all designed to help you release the day and find your rest. Settle into where you are. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw soften. Let the weight of the day leave your hands. Draw a slow breath in and a longer breath out. Again. In and out. Tonight is a story without a journey. No footsteps in the wilderness, no sails on the deep, no mist, no rod, no tree. Tonight, you're not asked to travel anywhere. Tonight, you're asked to listen to one man's prayer. His name was Nephi. He had crossed an ocean. He had buried his father, Lehi. He had built a temple in a new land and led his family through more sorrow than one heart should hold. And in the dark of a night not unlike this one, he wrote down what his soul was saying to God. You don't need to understand every word. You don't need to follow every line. Let his prayer become a quiet companion to your breath. If a phrase belongs to you tonight, let it stay. If a phrase doesn't, let it pass through. Either way, let the prayer cover you, the way a blanket covers, gently and without asking. Picture a tent made of skins and woven cloth, set in the cool of a new land's evening. The fire outside is burned down to embers. The day's work is finished. Nephi's family has settled into sleep. Children breathing slowly under wool blankets. The older ones turned toward the walls, the youngest curled against their mothers. A small clay lamp burns on a low table. The flame moves gently as the night air moves through the seams of the tent. The light is amber and warm and not very bright. Enough to see the hand in front of you. Enough to see the page. The air inside the tent is cool, but not cold. It carries the smell of woven wool and of olive oil from the lamp, and faintly of the cedar from the carved box where the plates are kept. Outside, the night is wide. A few small night birds call from somewhere far off. 3 notes each, the same 3 notes over and over. The wind moves slowly through whatever trees grow in this new land, and the trees answer the wind softly. A creature, perhaps a small one, steps once and then is still. The sky over the tent is black, and the stars are many, and the moon, if there is a moon tonight, is only a thin curve, the kind that gives little light, but seems to listen. Inside the tent, none of that distance matters. Inside the tent, there is the lamp. There is the breath of the sleeping ones. There is the smell of wool and oil and cedar. And there is a man awake, holding plates. Nephi sits alone by the lamp. In his hands, thin plates of metal, etched along the edges with the marks of an older language. Beside him, a stylus, worn smooth by use. He has been writing for hours, the history of his people, the prophecies of his father, the voyage across the great waters. But tonight, something else is asking to be written. A prayer. He is not a young man tonight. The hands that hold the stylus have built ships, drawn bows, raised a temple, and laid his father in the earth. They are tired hands. And yet, he picks up the stylus. He draws a slow breath, and he begins to write. Not what others should hear, but what his own soul is saying. You can rest here a moment, in the soft light of his lamp, beside the rhythm of his family's sleeping breath, inside the quiet of a tent on the edge of a new world. You are welcome here. Nephi would not mind. He kept these words for centuries, so that one day, on a night he could not have imagined, you might hear them. He writes the first line softly, almost to himself. My soul delighteth in the things of the Lord, and my heart pondereth continually upon the things which I have seen and heard. He pauses. The stylus rests, pondereth continually. Even now in the dark, even after the long day, even after the years, his heart still turns, like a wheel turning slowly on the things he has seen. The pillar of fire in the wilderness, the voice of the Spirit in the still places, the tree of light from his father's dream, the face of his mother as she stood firm in the desert. His soul delighteth. That is where the prayer begins. Not with what is wrong, with what is loved. He keeps writing. The next words are harder. Notwithstanding the great goodness of the Lord, notwithstanding the great and marvelous works that he hath showed unto me, my soul sorroweth, my heart groaneth, because I am a man. He says it plainly. He does not hide it. He does not pretend. He has been led across oceans. He has been visited by angels. He has held the brass plates in his hands. And still, he is a man. Still, there are nights when his heart groans. You have nights like that? We all have nights like that. Nephi is not embarrassed by his. He simply writes it down and then writes what follows. And when I desire to rejoice, my heart groaneth because of my sins. Nevertheless, I know in whom I have trusted. Nevertheless, it is the gentlest word in the whole prayer. The pivot inside a single line. The hinge on which the door swings. Nevertheless, I know in whom I have trusted. Hear it again, soft as breath. Nevertheless, I know in whom I have trusted. Nevertheless. It is a word you can carry into hard rooms. A word you can lay between you and the worst moments of your day. A word that does not erase what came before, but tells you what comes after. The day was hard. Nevertheless, the loss is real. Nevertheless, I am tired. Nevertheless, I know in whom I have trusted. Nephi does not say what the trust will do. He does not say that the trust will fix anything tonight. He only says he knows in whom it is placed. That is enough. It is enough for him in the tent. It is enough for you here, now. The stylus moves again. Nephi is remembering now, counting what is true. My God hath been my support. He hath led me through mine afflictions in the wilderness, and he hath preserved me upon the waters of the great deep. He hath been. Past tense. Already. The afflictions of the wilderness, the hunger, the broken bow, the dust on the long road. God was already there. The waters of the great deep, the storms, the salt on the ropes, the children frightened in the dark. God was already there. Whatever night you are passing through, he has already been with you in it. The proof is that you are here. He keeps writing. He hath filled me with his love, even unto the consuming of my flesh. Filled. Not sprinkled, not allowed near. Filled. Until the body itself can scarcely contain it. Until the flesh, which is so often the place of weariness, becomes the place of love. Nephi knew this. By a small lamp in a tent, on a continent his ancestors had never named, he knew this. You are made of the same flesh. You are loved by the same God. The filling is for you too. Even tonight. Even now. You don't have to feel it to be filled. The filling is not a feeling. The filling is a fact. A fact the body sometimes recognizes and sometimes does not. A fact that is true on the days you feel it, and just as true on the days you don't. If you do not feel filled tonight, that is all right. The love is still arriving. The love is patient. The love is willing to come slowly. Let your hands rest. Let your jaw soften. Let the breath that is already moving through you, without asking anything of you, be the first place where the love is felt, in and out. You are filled. He writes more softly now, as if the next memory is too tender to write loudly. He hath heard my cry by day, and he hath given me knowledge by visions in the night time. By day the cry, By night, the answer. How many of Nephi's prayers had come at night? How many of yours? He keeps writing. And by day have I waxed bold in mighty prayer before him. Yea, my voice have I sent up on high, and angels came down and ministered unto me. Angels came down, not in a great hall, not before a crowd, to one man in the quiet places, who sent his voice up on high. The same heavens that opened for Nephi have not closed. The angels who ministered to him are still ministering to his children, to his children's children, to his readers, to you. The flame on the small lamp flickers. Nephi looks at what he has written. He sets down the stylus and breathes, and then, quietly but with strength, he writes the turn. Oh, then, if I have seen so great things, if the Lord in his condescension unto the children of men hath visited men in so much mercy, why should my heart weep, and my soul linger in the valley of sorrow, and my strength slacken because of mine afflictions? It is the question every aching heart eventually asks itself. Why should I stay here in this valley when I have seen what I have seen? Nephi is not scolding his sorrow. He is reasoning with it, tenderly, the way you might reason with a tired child who will not go to bed. And then, the most beautiful line he ever wrote. Awake, my soul. No longer droop. Rejoice, O my heart, and give place no more for the enemy of my soul. Awake, my soul. Not by force, not by alarm. The way the dawn wakes a sleeping village, slowly, surely, with a light that has been on its way for a long time. Awake, my soul. Picture that dawn for a moment. The world is still dark. A few stars still hold their places. And then, at the eastern edge of the sky, a thin line of gray. Not light yet, just the promise of light. Just the first softening of the dark. Then, silver. A faint silver behind the line of gray. The earliest birds, one then another, try out their voices. Small voices. Not the chorus yet. Just the first ones. Then gold. The first true gold along the horizon. The sleeping village does not wake all at once. The bakers wake first, then the shepherds, then a child somewhere who is hungry, then the rest. The dawn does not demand. The dawn arrives. The dawn lets the village wake at its own pace, and the village does, because the light is patient, and the light keeps coming. That is how your soul is allowed to wake tonight. Not all at once, not by force, not by alarm. Awake, my soul. The light is already on its way. It has been on its way for a long time. You don't have to do anything to make it come. Nephi writes the closing prayer. The lamp is lower now. The plates are nearly full. His hand is steady. Rejoice, O my heart, and cry unto the Lord and say, O Lord, I will praise thee forever. Yea, my soul will rejoice in thee, my God, and the rock of my salvation. The rock of my salvation. That is what he calls him. Not a fortress, though he is one. Not a shepherd, though he is one. Tonight, a rock. The thing that does not move when everything else moves. The thing the storm breaks on. You can rest your weight on a rock. He keeps writing. Quieter now. O Lord, wilt thou encircle me around in the robe of thy righteousness? Wilt thou make a way for me and make my path straight before me and clear my way before me? Encircle me around. The robe of his righteousness is wide enough to come all the way around you. There is no part of you that he has to leave outside. Encircle me around. He pauses now. He draws a long breath. The flame steadies. He writes the line he has been moving toward all night. O Lord, I have trusted in thee, and I will trust in thee forever. Hear it again, slower. I have trusted in thee, and I will trust in thee forever. That is the prayer he wanted to leave us with. Not, I have figured it out. Not, I no longer ache. Not, the sorrow is over. I have trusted in thee, and I will trust in thee. Forever. Forever is a long, kind word. It is also a word that doesn't ask you to have everything settled by tonight. Forever has room in it. Room for the days you trust easily. Room for the days you trust with difficulty. Room for the days you barely trust at all and only remember later that you meant to. Forever holds all of them. Nephi is not saying he will feel certain forever. He is saying he will trust forever. And trust is a different thing than certainty. Certainty is a feeling. Trust is a direction. Trust is where the heart is pointed. Even on the nights when the heart is tired, even on the nights when the feelings have not arrived, even on the nights when there is more ache than answer, the direction can stay the same, even when the feelings do not. You can borrow his direction tonight. You don't have to feel it. You only have to face it. Toward the one who has been. Toward the one who is. Toward the one who will be. I have trusted in thee, and I will trust in thee forever. He keeps writing, gently now as one finishing a letter to a friend. I know that God will give liberally to him that asketh. Yea, my God will give me, if I ask not amiss. Therefore I will lift up my voice unto thee. Yea, I will cry unto thee, my God, the rock of my righteousness. Behold, my voice shall forever ascend up unto thee, my rock and mine everlasting God. Amen. He sets the stylus down. The lamp is very low now. He covers the plates with the cloth. He looks once at his sleeping family, the smallest one nearest him, breathing in the slow rhythm only sleeping children have. He lies down on his mat. He closes his eyes, and before sleep takes him, he says the line once more, only to himself, only in the quiet of his own chest, the way you say the dearest things. I have trusted in thee, and I will trust in thee forever. The lamp is out now. The tent is dark. Nephi is asleep. His family is asleep. The new world breathes around them under stars he is still learning the names of. And the prayer he wrote on the plates, the prayer he wrote so quietly, by such a small light so long ago, is still here. In the room with you, around you, over you. You can borrow it tonight. He left it for you. You don't have to say it aloud. You can let it be said inside your chest, the way it was said inside his. My soul delighteth in the things of the Lord. Nevertheless, I know in whom I have trusted. He hath filled me with his love. Awake, my soul. I have trusted in thee, and I will trust in thee forever. You don't have to feel it tonight to mean it. You don't have to be strong to say it. The prayer was not written by a man on a strong day. It was written by a tired man, by a small lamp, in a quiet tent, at the end of a long life of grief and grace. He wrote it for nights like yours. Stay here as long as you need. The lamp has gone out, but the prayer has not. The prayer has been heard. The trust will not be broken. The God who heard Nephi in the dark of his tent has not moved and will not move. You are loved. You are watched over. Peace be unto thy soul. This has been Deseret Devotional.